been over a month since I posted the last video on my E92, and in that time quite a lot has changed. I've knocked out quite a few things that I wanted to do on the car, done a few cosmetic things, and I've got more on the way. So basically I just wanted to do a little bit of an update video because people in the comments have been asking for it. I haven't had much time to record, and also everything that I've done has been sort of like spaced out. Like I haven't really done it all at once, so it's kind of hard to make a video. So I thought it's easier if I just do one update video to like break it all down. Looks like some parts have arrived. So I've just opened up the package and it looks like it is the air duct that is missing from my car, if you saw the last video, and the stock airbox. Yeah, so if you saw the last video, you know that this is the part that I was talking about that fits at the front of the engine bay that directs the air into the pod filters. And this is the stock airbox, which we don't really need, but I thought I'd get it just in case. It was kind of like a package deal, just in case I get defected or anything I need to get rid of the pod filters. So yeah, we'll chuck this in for sure, and yeah, we'll see how we go. So went ahead and bought new battery for the car, so I'm gonna chuck that in soon. Hopefully that fixes the issues that I was having. And then also this came in, so probably gonna chuck this in first. All right, got this in, so now at least the air will go in, come around here and into the filters. So hopefully that does it some good. Now I just need to chuck the battery in there and we'll crank her up and see how it goes. Battery's in, looking good. The light in the boot turned on, so we'll head to the front and see if it starts. That's it. She's on. First start in a few weeks, so we'll let it idle for a bit. She's alive. So as I was getting the car ready to go for a roadworthy inspection, I took it for a few test drives and I noticed the car was feeling really underpowered. And then I did one pull and I got to about 80 kilometers an hour. The car shot up a code, plugged it into the scanner, and it came up with a 30FF code, which can be anything from a tiny itsy bitsy little crack in your vacuum line all the way to blown turbos. So I started by looking at the vacuum lines, didn't see anything. That's when I decided to go underneath the car, and I noticed the piping that connects onto the intercooler looked like it was out of place. I wiggled it around and I saw it move. So I plugged it back in because it was coming off, and I clamped it back down, and I put my phone there to record a video and I revved the car, and this is what happened. So I'm under the car now, and this right here is the piping that goes into my intercooler, and it's not together, so it's full of oil for starters, and it was much further out. I literally just pulled it and it got closer. Like, yeah, I think I need to like undo this and then try and push it together, but that could be causing it. So I could see on the actual clamp section, it was covered in oil, which was coming from just above that is the oil filter housing, and that gasket was leaking oil. So I did the oil filter housing gasket. While I was there, I also did a coolant flush, and I replaced my oil filter, all that stuff, cleaned it up, it stopped leaking. cleaned up all the oil around the intercooler piping and clamped it back on, took it for a test drive, and all was good. So that boost leak, thankfully, is fixed, and the car drives amazingly now. So once the car got registered, I then took the car to Vic Roads and it got its registration inspection, which it obviously passed that as well. And then I got some custom plates, which I can show you after. I'm just gonna give you a rundown on like some of the things that I've done. So I'll start with the interior of the car. So if you remember in the last video, I like leaned over there and like pressed that switch, which was same color as this. It was cream, but it was falling out. Now I got a black one and it doesn't move and it works perfectly on the window. So it's functional and it doesn't matter since I'm gonna be making that black. So it'll blend in later. Just trust in the process. And yeah, and that side window over there, the auto folding function that these cars have would auto fold and it wouldn't stop where it was supposed to. It would go all the way back. So I could either pay a few $100s and get a new mirror, or I could just lose that auto folding function and cut that wire, which I don't use anyway. So I just cut the wire. It's not a feature that I'll use anyway. So for now, that is quote unquote fixed. So if you remember from last video, this was all cracked and I replaced it. So it goes all the way from the bottom here, all the way around to the other side. So that looks much better now, much cleaner, just how I like it. So other than those fixes, there's been a couple of other little things. Got my plates on, damn bro. And these wheels here, style 230s. I put them on because the 335i wheels that were on here before actually were getting bald and I needed them for a roadworthy. So I'll probably be putting the other wheels back on once I get some good tires on them. And yeah, some more cosmetic stuff on the outside. I've done these sequential side markers that are smoked. They look very nice. And probably one of the most daring things I've done on the car so far is hood vents. These required me cutting into my hood. And one mistake would have just left me with some humongous holes in the hood. So these are actually functional. Let's see if we can show you here. So they go inside the engine there and they let all that hot air out because these engines get very, very hot. But I think the car overall is starting to look very nice, and those hood vents also give it a very nice, mean look. Let me know what you guys think. Here's how she currently looks from the back. Pretty much stock standard. I've got a M Sport rear bumper, and I also have a carbon fiber diffuser on the way. And to fill out that, I have a VRSF race exhaust on the way, which I'm very excited for. But because I'm in Australia and they're in the US, it's going to take quite a while for it to arrive. So there'll probably be a bit of waiting. And I really want to get like the PSM style high kick spoiler. So yeah, I think she's looking all right. And yeah, I'm still yet to tackle the interior with I want to do the red and black, but that is a very big job. I think it'll be well worth it though. So the only thing I've really done under the engine bay, I did put the stock airbox back in so that I could pass a roadworthy, but then right after it, I chucked these filters back in. And they were just like a grey and they were really dirty. They're still kind of dirty, but I gave them a good clean with air filter cleaner, and I re-oiled them with some K&N red filter oil. So now that's why they've kind of got like a bit of a red color. Yeah, they make some nice whooshing sounds and I'm very happy with how it looks. Here's an under hood shot of what those vents look like. As you can see, they actually are very functional, and they also are very good for helping to hear those beautiful turbo noises as I'm driving along. As you can hear, the noises coming straight from those right next to my window. Like I said before, it's very hard to get out videos consistently. Everything takes time, and I don't really want to rush it, so I'm just taking my time with things, doing them all correctly. So I'll try to get out videos as much as possible, but yeah, so just bear with me with the slow uploads. I'm trying my best. I'm not exactly made of money, but we'll see how we go.